Hiro Mashima moved on to Eden Zero, I think it's called, which they fucked up immediately anime-wise by giving it to Netflix.
Yep.
But then Netflix didn't renew their contract to get the second season or whatever, so Crunchyroll got it, which means that Crunchyroll only has the second season, and you have to go to Netflix to watch the first one, and they couldn't be asked to dub the second season.
Well, that's only a problem for Mikey, who watches dubs.
Yeah, it's fine. The sub, I think, is fine. I mean, sometimes the dub takes a while.
Actually, anime is so mainstream nowadays that I'm sure if it's popular whatsoever, it'll get dubbed.
Later on, yeah.
Like, wow, anime is so popular now. Like, I can almost have an more ordinary discussion about it with people without feeling embarrassed. Versus little me watching Teen Titans in 2003. If my parents happen to walk in on me watching it, I have to turn it off and then regret missing part of the episode later.
I never played Mass Effect, so maybe you guys can elaborate on this, but I once walked in on my brother playing Mass Effect, and he immediately paused the game and said, like, I need you to leave right now. This is really embarrassing.
Probably doing a romance quest at that point.
No, it was like a cutscene with the Reapers or something. It wasn't the
Probably
romance.
didn't want you to see spoilers then?
No, it was just like he was embarrassed that I was in there.
Probably a lot going on. He didn't want you staring and bugging him on making his decision, maybe?
Maybe he was very much in tune with the game at that moment. He didn't want you to break his concentration.
Yeah, because if it's the Reapers, yeah, something big was happening. Yes, and a lot of that game is focused on the decisions you make. At least that was the big thing. The drive of the game was, you know, you're given a decision, you gotta listen, you trying to figure out what repercussions it's gonna have later on.
It was like a cutscene and everything was orange.
Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
And there was like an explosion or like...
Oh, well, orange is embarrassing, dude. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't want anybody to see me watching orange.
Well, you famously hate the annoying orange. So that tracks. Are these birds gonna get over here, or am I gonna have to slap the bitch?
Annoying orange? He's great.
I made like an annoying orange version of Ethan. And he was just like, yeah, I don't like that one. I hate the annoying orange.
Oh, it's like Mikey. Yeah, Mikey, what are you trying to do right now?
I'm getting 100 coins.
Are you You're gonna sit here and try to get 100 coins over and over with this watermelon?
I think it responds to like, because like this is one of the levels where it's really difficult to get 100 coins, or relatively difficult, I should say, because.
And you did. What do you need 100 coins for again to get a strap?
Much like Super Mario 64, there are... The amount of coins that you can collect varies from episode to episode. So, like... And it is easiest to get 100 coins in episode 8, the one with the watermelons, because the watermelons, every time you break them, they spawn a coin, and the first 10 times you break them, you get a coin, I think. Might be less than 10, I don't know. But, like, as you can see, I've already collected all the ones from the Cataquacks. I gotta get that line up there. There's another line over there that we can't see because of draw distance. So it's tricky to get this one, so that's why it's recommended to do the watermelon level, because, you know, that's like several extra ones that aren't available in the other episodes. But I'm not gonna sit here and grind all 100 from this one watermelon. You don't have to worry about that.
If you did, I think I would have to... you.
I think I would have to unalive you.
I'd have to slaughter your soul.
I'd have to make you play Slaughter Sport for the Sega Geneseroid.
Oh my!
We saw that game in at Punch Out Games in whatever town that was, Circus Falls.
Circus Falls.
I don't even remember where. Hold on, where was it?
It wasn't Eden Prairie.
Oh, I think it's in Forest Lake.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and I should tell a story about that from my topic list. So when I was out visiting Ethan and we recorded like 6 playthroughs together, we
did 8 playthroughs together, and we may or may not have one out at this point.
Probably not,
yeah,
because this is. I'm probably gonna go ahead and edit this one right away after we record it.
Okay, so this will come out on Friday, probably. All right.
And yeah, so we went to a bunch of video game stores together because that's just what Ethan and I like to do. We just like to look around and see what we can find for our collections. And we went to this place called Punch Out Games in Circus Falls, Minnesota. And
Forest Lake.
Okay.
There is no Circus Falls in Minnesota.
But you're implying that there is a Circus Falls somewhere.
I don't know. I thought you were confusing it with some other state.
Let's see if
Mikey,
there is a Circus Falls.
edit in a gigantic fart when he's doing a backflip there.
All right. Anyway, so we go to this Punch Out Games place, and like on the way, like several times over the course of the weekend, Ethan had found a game that he really likes, complete in box. He's like, Mikey, if I spend $80 on this copy of Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Sega Geneseroid, will you give me $30 for the loose cart that I already own?
I did that not a bunch of times. I did that one time, and it was with Ghouls and Ghosts on Genesis.
And then you offered to do it a second time for Valis 3, but I turned you down because I didn't care about that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we're on the way to Punch Out Games, and I'm like, I'm just as a joke, I'm just like, then suddenly Ethan finds a copy of Ronald McDonald's Treasureland Adventure for the Sega Geneseroid, complete in box, and says, Mikey, if I buy this complete in box, will you buy my loose cart? He's like, I might do that because that game is good. Then we get there, and they did in fact have a copy of Ronald McDonald's Treasureland Adventure complete in box, but Ethan didn't want it.
Oh, I didn't want it because...
Okay, so there isn't a Circus Falls, but there is a Circus Creek.
Okay. You win this one, Alonzo.
In Montana.
Yeah. All right. You get 50% on this one, Alonzo. I don't want it because they were charging $160 for it, and I can't afford that shit.
How does that compare to VG price charts?
Oh yeah. That store was everything was market value or more. Or like 10% more, so there was not a single deal to be had there. Whereas like sometimes you can go to stores and they be a little bit cheap. I don't know, most stores I go to now are pretty much market value or more. Everybody's wised up to it.
It's now all investment opportunities.
Pretty much. Can't get any deals at brick and mortar stores unless you're like me and find a copy of Bases Loaded 4 because they thought it was a useless sport game.
Yeah. Well, Lord knows there are like a million individual titles that fall into that description.
McDonald's Treasureland Adventure Sega Genesis. Loose is $46.84. Complete is $160. So they were charged plus tax. It would have been like $10 or $15 more than market value. But the box and manual alone is $110 more than just the cartridge itself.
Mm-hmm. Because the little kids who bought the McDonald's game didn't bother to save the case.
I didn't buy it, actually. I had a friend at work who gave it for free.
No, not you. Like the people who somehow only had a loose cart to sell later on in their lives. Despite the fact that they came in nice clamshell cases that you're not supposed to throw away.
Oh, I never told this story on Game Mavericks, I don't think, but when I was really little, my parents actually kept all the boxes for our Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 2, I thought it was a very good idea to bite them and bite the spines off and just be like, "Oh, look at that! That reminds me of a story I need to tell." And I chewed up all of the cases because it felt good to bite the spine. I guess when I was like 2.5 or 3. So I think they got rid of them then. But I'm like, oh my god! So
and now you're kicking yourself because that box of Ronald McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure that I ate would be worth 110 Smackers now.
No, I didn't have that game, Mikey. I got that game when I was like 26 or maybe 24, and a friend of mine at work said, "Oh, I have a Sega Genesis. If I ever find it in my
was your friend Alonzo?
I'll give it to you." No, this is a lady from Amazon.
Okay.
She worked for one of the DS. She worked
fart sniffer lady.
No, this was some. What?
Stop trying to guess the person is. Let him tell the story, Mikey.
Okay.
No, I meet a lot of weird eccentric people at work.
Yeah,
well, I'm talking about your boss who always says those fart sniffers.
No, this is years ago. I won't tell you her name, but she was debating if I want to say this part or not. Never mind, I won't say that part.
Oh, but is that the older lady with the kids that you told me about?
No. I work with her still. This was just some lady who worked for one of the DSPs 5 years ago, doesn't anymore.
Darkside Phil? That's not good.
Delivery service provider. Anytime you see a Amazon van driving around, they do not work for Amazon. They work for a third party who drive Amazon vans.
Okay.
That's a cost-saving measure.
Yeah, it sure is, because Amazon can't...
The most expensive part of any company is an FTE, which is a full-time employee. Because when you hire a full-time employee, you have to give them insurance and benefits. So in order to cut down on those costs, they do third parties where they don't have to pay them that. That's my little spiel there.
And if they get in accidents and destroy somebody's property, then the third party's held liable and not Amazon.
Less liability for Amazon, yep.
Yeah. No workers' compensation, all that good stuff. Isn't the world beautiful?
It's great.
That's great. Aren't movies magic? The Ghostbusters are eating at Domino's, but they can't be drinking Coca-Cola because Domino's serves Pepsi products, and that would be a conflict of corporate interest. So what was like? Oh yeah, then like 6 months. Like I said, I got a lot of my collection, or a decent portion, was from friends of mine who knew that I was that freak played old video games in high school and college. I'm one of those freaks
too. It's okay.
Well, in high school, when I'm 15 years old playing playing a 25-year-old NES, people did not understand.
Yes, because they thought, but it's old. Why would you want to play a game that's old? So,
anytime they found them in their attics, they would like. A lot of times they'd be like, "Ethan, I know you like this stuff. Here, you want it? You want it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I got 4 free Dreamcasts that way. I got 3 free Super Nintendos, a bunch of Genesis.
God.
I've gotten 2 or 3 free NESs. Got all sorts of stuff. But she gave me one of her Genesises. Genesi, whatever you want to call it.
Mega Drives.
Mega Drives, yes, sure. I think hers came with 4 games, but one of them was McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure. I'm like, sweet, I've been wanting this game forever. And then I went home and played it.
And then you didn't want it anymore?
No. In fact, if I ever come across the box and manual for it, I want it. I don't want it because they were charging $160 for it, and I can't afford that shit. I hate this mission, God.
Oh, we're still going. I've literally zoned out so long. I
well,
thought
we got the 100 coin shine. We got the one. I was working on the 100 coin shine earlier, so now we're actually doing the watermelon.
To be honest, this probably could have been a fast forward.
Well,
section.
I'll decide in post, depending on how funny the stories we told just now were. But here's my funny story. You talk about how when you were a child you used to chew on things, that you weren't supposed to chew on things. I was the same way. Like, I loved to collect and build Legos when I was a child, just because it's tactile and fun and creative. And I used to put them in my mouth and chew on them. And another thing I used to chew on when I was a little boy in 2002.
What did you put in your mouth?
Lego bricks.
Oh, good. Okay.
When I was a little boy, my dad bought me this game called Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo GameCube. It had just come out. So I brought it home and played it for and then on the second day I was playing it, I got to this level, and I decided it was a good time to start chewing the cable for the controller, and I chewed it so much that the controller stopped working, and we had to get a new one.
Oh wow!
Daddy, the controller won't work anymore. He saw my chew mark, and then he got so angry he punched a hole through the wall.
He saw me using 2 controllers at once to play Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64, and he said, "You can't use 2 controllers at once." And then he beat me up.
Choked me like Bart Simpson. He choked me like Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Do you have to use 2 controllers?
That's true about Perfect Dark, by the way. You could use 2 controllers to get dual analog.
Oh yeah, I think I knew that. And then stop skeletons from fighting. Derek Alexander actually made himself his own 2 controller setup, where he grafted 2 controllers together. You can find it on his channel.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Find it now.
Yeah, everybody pause this video and go watch that one.
And then unsubscribe from the game Mavericks.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Wait,
haven't you already gotten this one?
I've got to get the red coins.
Oh, okay. It was like the straw at the end was already blue.
Yeah. I just figured I'd wrap this level up. Because why not? I'm still missing 2 blue coins, and I don't remember what I have and what I don't, because it's been like a month since we last played, so...
Do you need to take a break and watch our Let's Play?
Do you need to look over all of our previous footage? I might need to. Because, I got all the graffiti ones, I got the bees.
Hey, it's the Catherine game.
Oh yeah, it is
Mario. Super Mario Catherine.
The playthrough that only one woman watched, I believe.
I mean, Mikey skipped the one, man.
Well, their lives are worthless in this game, pretty much.
The lives.
The one man's?
The free games, as that X-Men Wolverine game calls it.
Free Guy, I think.
Free game. Oh, Free Guy is that movie starring Deadpool.
Free Mario.
If you want to get on Ethan's nerves, talk about superheroes.
Have you seen the Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
I have. No! I saw it, Alans Patron.
Oh!
I enjoyed it. It was actually a pretty fun little movie with the.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I will never watch it in 1,000 years.
I don't know. Maybe someday somebody will throw a superhero movie on. Maybe someday somebody will throw Madam Web on, and I'll be like, hold on a second. Is this what I've been missing all these years? And then I'll enjoy them. But
that one out of all of them, I don't think that even is a superhero movie the way it runs.
I don't. Fuck.
Maybe it'll happen. It's got the lady from 50 Shades in it.
I've never seen 50 Shades, so I wouldn't know.
He read the book, though.
There's a book?
Yes!
That is what the films
Everybody in high school, it was huge when we were in high school. Even
Twilight. Or wait.
No, both of them were huge.
Well, yeah, because it's a fanfic of Twilight.
Well, it originally
Shades
was.
of Grey
the
is not.
Book version has all the serial numbers filed off.
So 50 Shades of Grey was huge when I was like a senior in high school, and then all the girls in high school reading it, even though it's like pretty erotic.
Smut.
I think. But like 15, 16, 17-year-old girls were all the ones reading it.
I mean,
and
part
I'm sure
of
plenty of other people too.
Infamy of it is that it was erotic thriller fiction aimed at women.
What?
Wasn't particularly good at being that, but...
I think the majority of people who read erotica are women, whereas men go straight for the porn.
Well, because we don't got imagination.
No. Like, how do female masturbation encounters start? Oh, they don't want to go to bed yet. They're lonely. They're feeling frisky. Men, it's like, oh, I was just scratching my balls. Oh, well.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go again.
Or what's that mean? Aw, shit, here we go again.
That's from that...